And I can't wait so we can break apart. To hear me if I seem a little unimpressed with this, an antisocial pessimist, but usually I don't.
Hello everyone and welcome to my first top 5 countdown video on this channel. And today's topic is going to be the top 5 strongest Pokemons in Pokemon Go. So to decide those top 5 Pokemons, we have to look at a few different aspects, as the high CP they can reach, the attack ratio they have, the defense ratio, and as well the maximum HP that everyone can get. Next to that, we are going to look at the rarity of the Pokemons, and as well how hard is it to collect the candies to evolve them. So further ado, let's have a look on a few statistics. Alright, so the first aspect we're going to have a look on is the high CP the Pokemons can reach. And the first one is Dragonite on my list with 3,500. The second one is Snorlax with 3,113. Third one Lapras with 2,981, and the fourth one Executor with 2,955. So next to that, I'm not going to mention all those legendary Pokemons as the Mewtwo, Mew, Moltres, Zapdos, etc. because we cannot obtain them right now. So I've decided just to have a look on the normal Pokemons. Alright, so the next aspect we're going to have a look on is the attackers. So that means the highest attack ratio each Pokemon has. And on the numbers 1 spot is Dragonite as well with 250. Then we got Flareon with 238. Third spot goes to the Executor with 232. Fourth spot to Victory Bell, and fifth one to Magma. Alright, so what about defense? Number 1 spot goes to Blastoise. Dragonite on the second one. Hitmonchan on the third spot, Poliwrath on the fourth one, and Omastar on the fifth spot. And the last aspect we're going to look at is the most health that you have. So on the number 1 spot, quite interesting, the Chansey, not even mentioned in the aspects before, but it has 500 HP, that is really insane. On the number 2 spot, only with 320, the Snorlax. Third spot to Wigglypuff, fourth one to Lapras, and the fifth one to Vaporeon. Alright, I think that's enough for the research, and it's time to see who's the best. And the number 5 spot goes to the Mr. Executor, and the reason for that is we had it a few times on our top list. Was on the 4th spot with the high CP with 2,955, so that is insane to be honest. Next to that, he's a very strong attack Pokemon with an attack ratio of 233, and it's really hard to collect all those candies to evolve it. So overall, it definitely deserves number 5 spot. Number 4 spot goes to the Lapras, and the reason for that is, firstly, it was on our 3rd spot with the CP, so that means it can go up till 3,000 CP, which is insane to be honest. Next to that, you cannot collect any candies to evolve it. Only way to get the Lapras is wild or from a 10km hack. Next to that, it's a quite tanky Pokemon as we saw before, 260 HP, and overall it's a great Pokemon. So for the 3rd spot, I wasn't sure if I'm going to put it on the 3rd one or the 2nd one, but nevertheless, number 3 spot goes to the Charizard, and this Pokemon is probably my favorite Pokemon, and the reason for that is it wasn't mentioned in any of the lists before, which was quite weird to be honest. I was definitely thinking that is a strong attack with high HP, but as we know in Pokemon Go, all the startup Pokemons aren't going really high with CP wise, but they're definitely really strong, and Charizard is a quite tough Pokemon to get involved with. Even though candies, you cannot find it wild, I think, and just to find all those candies, it's a really tough thing to do, and that's why it's definitely a top 3 spot worth. Alright, time for the number 2 spot, and this goes to the Snorlax. So the Snorlax in the normal RuneScape isn't as good as some other Pokemons maybe, but in Pokemon Go it's definitely one of the best Pokemons you can find. It's quite rare in the wild to be honest. Next to that, you can get it quite rare from the 10km X as well. And if you get it, it's definitely a good Pokemon. I've received 2 of them. One has Earthquake and the other one Hyper Beam. So both of them are super strong special attacks, and it's a really tanky Pokemon as we saw before. It has up to 320 HP, CP wise on the second spot as well with 3113. Definitely a really good Pokemon and a well-deserved second spot. And on the number 1 spot, we have Muto. I'm just kidding. On the number 1 spot, we have Dragonite, which was a bit obvious to be honest. It is definitely the strongest Pokemon you can obtain in Pokemon Go, and probably the most popular Pokemon on Pokemon Go. And the reason for that one is quite clear. Number 1 spot on CP can go up to 3500 CP with 100 EV Dragonair. Next to that, it has the highest attack ratio, and as well, it's one of the tankiest, no, one of the best defenders on the number 2 spot with 212 defense ratio. So it was quite obvious that Dragonite is going to be on number 1 spot, but it was a lot of fun recording this video. So if you enjoyed this first top 5 video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe the channel, and I'll definitely make more of them in the next days. So yeah, subscribe and like. Peace and thanks for watching.